Good morning, everybody. Lynn from Bucket List Homestead. And I'm pretty excited because I got tagged in my first hashtag questions to ask to help people get to know me better. And it's the first time I've done it, like I said. And New Beginnings Homestead tagged me, so thank you very much. And it's 12 questions, and then I have to tag 3 people when I'm done. So let's get to it. The first question, what are your top 2 favorite ice cream flavors? Not a huge ice cream fan. I like it. I'm just not like crazy about it. Now, my husband and son, if you ask this question, they'd probably have a list a mile long because even when it's minus 30, they will eat ice cream. But there is one that comes out, and it usually comes out around my birthday, and I ask for it to have with the cake. It comes out mid-November, and it's a President's Choice brand, which is what our local grocery chain, independent, who is it? Independent, No Frills. It's I believe they're Loblaws. It's their brand, President's Choice, and it is peppermint hot chocolate. I really like that one. It's really good. So it's got the best of everything. It's got marshmallow, chocolate, and peppermint ice cream. Oh, and like a Neapolitan kind of thing. Those 3 flavors. It's really good. I really like it. And it's only out for a couple of months, and then it's gone. And if I have to have 2, there is a couple of Ben & Jerry's I like that I'll get as a treat sometimes. I actually just got some as a treat the other day because they were on sale, but they'll stay in my freezer for a while. And my son's like, how can you have ice cream and still have it 2 months later? Well, I don't eat it every single day like you all do. Favorite flower? I couldn't pick just one. I have 2 for 2 different reasons. One, stargazer lilies. I love them because they were in my wedding bouquet, and I've planted several of them on the property, and that's for sentimental reasons. I guess they're both the same reason. And sunflowers, because my grandfather Grampy Lyons, he grew them every year. And he would grow like 10 feet tall sunflowers, and that is one variety that I do grow, the giant ones, in honor of him. So I guess they're both sentimental reasons. If I could have any animal as a pet and cost was not a factor, what would it be? This is going to be a 2 answer. I just can't pick one. So I'm going to say 1 for outside, 1 for inside. Outside, I would love a mini donkey. I would love a mini donkey. I love them. There's just something about them. And yeah, I would love a mini donkey. And I would love an Irish Wolfhound dog. I adore them. They're like my dream dog. If I could have one, I would love one. What is your favorite dish to make when you have company? Well, I'm going to be honest with you all. We don't have company. We really don't. That's partly because we were military, full-time military for 30 years. And, it's hard to make friends when you're moving, or people move away or whatnot. And we've always lived so far away from family. The other reason is I am an extrovert in a family of introverts. So they tend to be homebodies. And over a course of almost 30 years of living with my husband, being married, it's rubbed off on me, and I've become much more introverted than I ever used to be. Still more of an extrovert than them, and I'd say my son is a little bit more extroverted than my daughter and husband, but yeah. So I will say when my mom visits, she loves me to bake, especially cinnamon rolls, homemade dinner rolls, basically bread, anything bread, and maybe a pasta dish. That sausage rigatoni that I made during the pantry challenge would probably be something I would make. And then maybe just like what we would call a Sunday dinner here, a roast chicken or a roast beef or a roast pork with all the trimmings and fixins, even a turkey dinner kind of thing. So I guess that's what would be my answer. All-time favorite movie and why? Again, it's hard to pick just one. I'm going to pick 2. One is A Princess Bride. I love that movie. And the reasons are it's funny. It's got a love story in it. It's got some action in it. The acting is superb in it. And it's just everything you want in a movie. And for our 25th anniversary a couple of years ago, my husband actually found me a copy of the book the movie's based on. So that was pretty special. And the other one is Steel Magnolias. I love that movie. I went and saw it when it came out when I was 12 at the theater. One, because Dolly Parton's in it, and I adore Dolly Parton. I don't fangirl over things, and I don't get all over celebrities, but Dolly Parton is somebody, if I ever had a chance to meet her, I would in a heartbeat. So I love that movie because it's funny, and if you need a good cry, as many times I've seen that movie, and it has got to be 30, 40 times maybe, because I watch it at least once a year. I cry every time. The scene with Sally Field in the graveyard after they've buried her daughter, played by Julia Roberts. Oh, every time. Gets me every time. So, and I will say the version with Queen Latifah that came out was fabulous. I loved that version too. So I've even seen that one. So those are those two. Favorite book or book series? I'm a huge reader. Huge reader. I read so many authors, so many different kinds of books. I'm going to just stick to the one because I've been doing kind of cheating and doing two. And I will say J.D. Robb, who is Nora Roberts' alter ego, in her series In Death. No matter what it is, I buy it. I don't even look at the blurb. I know I'm going to buy it no matter. I look at the blurb, but I'm going to buy it regardless. I don't need the blurb, the back, the little snippet they give you. I order it. I even pre-ordered the one that's coming out in 2 days. And just, midnight hits and boom, I wake up the next morning, it will be on my tablet. So definitely that one. Favorite fictional character and why? This one was hard because I don't really think I have one. If I have to pick one, I guess I'll pick the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Again, that's another awesome movie I love. I have the cartoon version and we have the live action. And when it came out in 3D, my daughter and I went and saw it. She loves it too. I love the story as a child. It's one of my first stories I can remember reading as a child, and again and again and again. And I guess one, because I love the library the Beast has in his castle. And I think the story about don't judge a book by its cover. I think that's probably why also I'll pick the Beast. What is your favorite thing to grow in your garden? Well, everything I grow in my garden is my favorite because I wouldn't grow it if it wasn't. I will say I love bell peppers. They're probably like the top 3 favorites that I love. They're the hardest for me to grow, but I love bell peppers. They're usually the most expensive to buy here too, which is another reason I love to grow them because I freeze them all. So yeah, bell peppers. Most of us have done a seed inventory at this point. What seed do you still want to buy? And yes, I had to print these out because there's no way I was going to remember them. Seed inventory at this point. Yes, I've done them and my seeds are rolling in, my orders. At this point, the only thing I have left that I need to buy are like white potatoes and I got to start propagating some organic sweet potatoes here. That's all I have left to do. Top 3 activities I look forward to every year. Gardening, definitely up there. My family's birthdays. My son's is up next. His is in April. My husband's in September and my daughter's is in October. I really look forward to those every year. And hiking. Love to hike, especially we could be doing it in the winter. We'd need snowshoes, which we don't have. But I love hiking. My husband and I often take date days and go hiking. We pack lunches and drinks, waters and everything in our backpack and take off. And we live in an area where there's lots of places to hike within 15, 20-minute drive. So we're pretty lucky there. And sometimes we even make the kids come along with us. My favorite hot beverage in winter. This wasn't a hard question. Tea. Tea. Don't drink coffee in this house, but we love tea. And I drink all kinds of tea. Green tea, black tea, herbal tea. I love tea. Fruit teas, you name it. Matcha teas, matcha lattes. Like, I love tea. And probably I'd say my most favorite is Irish breakfast tea. Love that one. It's strong and I love it. So we'll say that one. If I woke up and there was snow on the ground, well, there's a lot. It's very sunny here today, so you won't be able to see out this window, but there's a lot of snow on the ground. What would your preferred activity be to do? I don't like cold weather. Yes, I live in Canada, but I don't like cold weather. My body doesn't like cold weather since all the chemos I've had and everything. But when I was a child, I loved snowmobiling. Loved it. We had snowmobiles. My friends had snowmobiles. We loved snowmobiling. So if we had a snowmobile, I might like winter more. So that might be something down the road. We've also talked about trying snowshoeing. We put it off because we haven't had enough snow for quite a few years to do it. And of course, this year we haven't. We didn't buy them. But yeah, so I guess that would be my preferred activity would be snowmobiling. So there we go. Those are 12 questions that might give you a little bit of insight into me. Maybe I'll start doing my own Q&A, start piling up any questions you all have for me and then take a day and answer them. I'm pretty much an open book. There are a few things that are off limits, but for the most part, I'm an open book, so that might be fun. So I'm going to tag Rem's Family Farm, Back to Basics Homestead, and Nightfall Homestead. Two of those, Rem's Family Farm and Back to Basics Homestead, are both Canadian YouTuber channels. So I'm going to throw a little love to my Canadian fellow YouTubers. And Nightfall Homestead, I love her. She's hysterical. I find she's very funny, and she shows what having kids and trying to have a homestead is really like. She doesn't sugarcoat it, and she doesn't try and cover it up. So that's really good. So I want to thank New Beginnings Homestead again for tagging me in this question hashtag. It was fun, and I enjoyed it, and I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you in the next video.